how my YouTube setup works. And I figured today I'd attempt to show you guys. So here we are inside the wonderful YouTube with our wonderful cell phone ringing. For some reason, it never made calls, which is interesting. So here we are. You can see the YouTube setup here the way we go. It's a little difficult to deal with the stuff here. Let's see if it's too dark or not. Alright, cool. So, here we are if you guys want to see how the setup works. Our wonderful house out here. Signs. It's the secret headquarters. And can everyone hear me okay? Should be able to hear me okay. Alright, cool. Okay. Yes, we will switch microphones in just a minute. So let's see how we're doing. All right. Okay, so let's see if we can get the sound better. And we should be able to. Bear with me 1 minute. Okay, how is the sound quality now? Everyone hearing me okay? Okay, should be working pretty good. Coming from the Death Star, yes, it is me. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. If everyone can type in where they are listening from, that would be great. And while we do that, I'm just going to get this other computer going. Thought I'd switch things up a little and make it kind of fun with the little bike ride. And I hope you guys liked my nice new lights around the blackboard there. Okay, cool deal. And bear with me 1 second. I don't know why this other computer is not starting up. And feel free to type in where you're listening from and your name. I will get you guys going here in just a little bit. Okay, cool. So we're testing out some new stuff today, so you're going to have to bear with me. I know some people don't like to bear with me, but hey, you know what? If you don't like to bear with me, that's cool. But at any rate, what we're going to do is we're going to test out some new stuff. This is our new format for the Fancy Pants webinar software thing that I made for you today. So if that looks okay, please let me know. And sound quality okay, everything working. And let's see what we got going on here. I'm just going to turn off this here autofocus because it will be a pain. Cool. All right, and then we will get this going on the other screen, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and see who we have listening in today. Got a pretty good looking house here. We got some people from London, Minnesota, Quebec. All right, what software is this? This is like a hybrid of a bunch of weird softwares that I just kind of put together. But the one that I'm actually using to broadcast this is the OBS Studio. And the OBS Studio is a free software, which is really cool. So, awesome stuff. All right, are we getting duplicate sound, or are we okay? Okay, is sound okay? Shouldn't be getting any duplicate or anything like that. Okay, got some people from Texas. All right, awesome. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about how to set up niche websites with high profit stuff, right? So we're going to be focusing on super high profit affiliate programs, because what I want to do is I want to give you guys a good idea of how this thing works so that you can go out and make a sale, right? How many of you guys would be a little bit more excited if you knew that making a sale meant you were going to get like, I don't know, $500 instead of like $3, right? Would you guys be a little happier about that? Of course you would, right? So, cool stuff. All right, now, is anyone else getting duplicate sound, or is it just one person? If it's one person, you might be like me and you might have two computers on. That's a mistake I commonly make. But, you know, just try to deal with it. Is everyone getting duplicate sound? Type duplicate if you are getting duplicate sound. Okay. Sound is good? All right, cool. All right, awesome deal. So hello, welcome. Thank you for sitting through the beginning of this. I was trying to do a little fun bike ride up to the office to show you guys how this works. A lot of people ask me how the setup works for live casting. Do you guys want me to go over that now? In case you ever get into live casting. It's pretty cool. It's like, I think I spent all of like $500 to set it up, with the exception of like my office and stuff. But you guys will see how it works. Okay. All right, cool deal. So what we'll do is we will get into that. The live setup thing is pretty simple. I mean, the way it's working, if I can get this other, let's see if I can get this other one going here. The live setup is like this. Basically, I have a webcam here on a little tripod. It's on a little swivel thing that usually works, but my swivel's broken. Then I have two computers here. I got one here, which you can see here, like see this little yellow spot? I just have this to where it's like chroma keyed out so that I could put my picture behind it. Over here, this is what you guys are seeing, this one here, and then I can transition back and forth. So if I want to go to the computer, you guys can see that it's going to switch over from that to this, but now the yellow is blacked out to where you see me. Pretty cool, right? Awesome stuff. This is how I do it. Live casting to me is fun, and it's a heck of a lot cheaper than GoToWebinar. And then over here, I have my giant screen where we go through, and I have like all the questions and stuff that you guys are asking, right? And then of course over here we got all our books, cool stuff, lots of books, and then back to our fancy thing there. So that is how the live cast works. It's basically two webcams. The OBS Studio allows me to go back and forth. So like when I was doing the bike thing, I can just go to my outside camera and transition to where it's full screen. And then this is the camera that I just took outside. It's just on a little clip like you guys saw on my bike. So pretty cool stuff. Hope you guys like that. Let me make sure that we can get the setup here nice and bright, and then we'll go ahead and get the show on the road, and everything will be pretty good for you. All right, cool. A lot of people enjoy seeing the setup, so I hope you guys like that. Book's good. Don't show a Lambo. I don't have a Lambo. I have my bike outside. That's my hot rod there. All right. So, cool stuff. Let's go ahead and dive into how this stuff works. If the sound quality is good, let me know. Got to get my stool out here. This is what I used for the tripod for the bike riding portion of the video. I just clipped it on there, very simple. And as you can see, it's pretty cool. Yes, we do have a Jeep. I think Jeeps are pretty much required here in Florida. I noticed that we are definitely not the only one who has a Jeep. So, and they all want some new fancy top on the Jeep, so everyone's got to buy stuff so we can get that, right? Awesome. So let's go ahead and dive in. What we're going to be talking about today is how to profit with high ticket offers. Now, one of the big misconceptions is that it takes a lot to sell a lot, right? How many of you guys think that it's a lot difficult, a lot harder to sell a Lamborghini versus a Ford Explorer, right? How many of you guys, just go ahead and type something in the box. If you think it's harder to sell, we'll write over here, a Lambo versus a Explorer. Okay, now I want you to notice the Lamborghini is going to be about, let's say, $300,000. Okay, Ford Explorer, what are those, like 40 grand or whatever? Okay, 40 grand if it's pretty stocked up with TVs and stuff. Okay, so how many of you guys think that it's difficult? Okay, well, here's the deal, right? A lot of times when you look at it, a guy purchasing a Ford Explorer probably doesn't have like 40 grand to loaf out. Most of the people purchasing them are probably purchasing them on loans or leases or something like that. A lot of times when you have something really expensive, right? I know it's difficult to realize, but there are people out in this world who they just have like 300 grand just like in their sock drawer, right? They look at it and they're like 300 grand is money, like nothing, right? There's places in this world where if you're only making $1 million a year, they pass the collection plate at church for you, right? So there's places on earth and there's people that have lots of money. Now the problem is we've all been indoctrinated that that's not us, right? It would be like, okay, well we're here, we got to work, we're the normal people. But the fact of the matter is these people are actually a very easy sell because they just want what they want and they don't really care about price as long as they can get what they want, right? So sometimes it's an easier sell. Now, with that said, I want to disclaimer it. Can you sell as many Lamborghinis as you can Ford Explorers? Hell no, of course not. Explorer is like one of the best-selling cars. Lamborghinis sell like, I don't know, a couple thousand of them a year or something like that. Okay, so we have to look at it. We have to look at it relative. But I want you to look at this. If a salesman was to sell 100 Ford Explorers, okay, times $40,000, that's going to get him, what, $4 million or something like that? If my math is correct. Is my math correct? Someone math check me. Right? So that's going to be about $4 million. Now, all he would have to do is sell about 12 of the Lambos to make the same amount. Now, here's the cool part. Right? Now, while you have this, it's like, okay, well, you know, to sell 12 Lamborghinis a year is going to take a lot. I mean, you're going to make a lot of money, but that's going to take a lot. You got to have like 10% of the marketplace or 1% of the marketplace or something like that. Now, when you go online, things are a lot different because online there's people buying things all the time. They buy expensive things, they buy cheap things, right? And I want everyone to type in right now the most expensive item they've ever purchased on the internet, right? The most expensive item you've ever purchased on the internet, okay? There we go. Man, there we go. Got a bug in my face. All right, the most expensive item. For me, I think the most expensive thing I've purchased solely, well, actually, I actually purchased my house online, right? We actually, I didn't want to fly out to Florida. I was too busy, and we just had the realtor show us on Skype the house, and we purchased it. So for me, the most expensive thing I've purchased online was, you know, like 300 grand or something like that. Okay? So pretty cool. All right, a laptop, $1,000, marketing courses. Okay, what else? Toyota convertible, $1,600. Okay, so a lot of people are purchasing a lot of different things, and the bug is going to drive me nuts, but that's what you get for living in Florida. All right, so a lot of people are buying lots of expensive things, and I want you to realize that there's lots of money out there, right? For example, okay, here's a guy, David bought a used motorhome for 24 grand on the internet, right? Solely on the internet. I purchased the Jeep you guys saw in the video solely on the internet, right? And we look at this and we're like, okay, there's lots of things being done online. There's lots of money being made online. So what we need to do is we need to get out of what I call the scarcity mindset. Okay? Now, I'm not going to get into like the weird stuff where we're talking about like attracting money and things. Money is not attracted to anything. Money is not a living force. Money is just paper, right? That's all it is. When people are looking at this stuff and they're like, well, you know, I'm going to attract money, what happens is you give money this idea and this life of its own, and then it becomes this difficult thing, right? How many of you guys right now have struggled with money at some point in your life? You're like, hey, you know what? I've been struggling. I'm having a hard time getting it. It's very difficult, right? If you have, type it in the box. Say, Marcus, yeah, I've struggled with this money thing. And a lot of times, it's a change in mindset. It's a change in mindset in realizing what it really is and realizing that it's everywhere, right? The idea here is that money is everywhere. We just talked about like $500,000 that people spent online just in the little chat that's happened in the last 20 seconds, okay? Like Michael says, he's still trying to figure out money. All right, Michael, and everyone else, if you want me to teach you how to figure it out, I'll show you exactly how to figure it out. It's very simple, right? Money is basically a measurement of what the community owes you and what you owe the community, right? We look at this and it's like, okay, there is a supply of money. Okay, there's a supply of money in the United States, in the world, everywhere. Okay? Now, money is something that is man-made. Okay? It's a system. It's a system of measurement. That's all it is. Right? If you don't have that much money, then what has happened is you have spent more than you've been given. Right? Very simple. So the amount, if you're in debt, you owe the community more than the community owes you. So what's the fastest way to get money? Okay? Think about it. And Jack says, yeah, it seems like every day something needs cash. Well, not necessarily. You might need it. But let's take a look at this, okay? What's the best way for you to get ahead of this curve? Right? What's the best way? The best way is by creating value. Okay? Value. Right? Why do I do these webinars for free? I do these webinars free so that I give you lots of value. And in turn, you say, Marcus gave me lots of value. What we're going to do is we're going to buy his products and we're going to follow his stuff. Now, there's two ways to get the value. One is by providing high-end service. Okay? Providing high-end service. So we look at this, and in any market you go into, there are different tiers. You go to restaurants. You got McDonald's, which I don't know if that's even qualified to be called food, but we'll call it that because that's what they call it, right? So you have McDonald's, and they say, hey, you know what? We got this stuff. It's a couple of bucks. We're going to provide to billions of people. Okay? So they're going to provide to lots of people, which is low value. We'll put low, lots. Okay? So there's two things here. One, there's a high ticket. So you got the McDonald's on one end, and on the other end, you have fancy fine dining stuff. Okay? So we look at this, and same thing in everything. Got the Lamborghini on one end, the Explorer on the other. Okay? Now we look at this, and oftentimes you look at the income amounts, and the income amounts are pretty similar. Now, obviously, Ford Explorer sells a lot more cars, but their margins are smaller than the Lamborghini, okay? And you look at like those fancy sports cars anyway, they come with like a 12-month warranty, which means they're just like, hey, here's the car, I hope it works, right? I think the new Lamborghini actually has, I forgot what it was. It has like these lights that can't actually be lights because they didn't look into the law beforehand, so they're just like these stupid-looking circles on the back that don't do anything. But at any rate, I think it's actually the Ferrari. But at any rate, we look at this and it's like, okay, there's two things. One, provide low value to lots of people, okay? I make a YouTube video about something funny. It goes viral. I get 200 million views. Little value, 5 minutes of laughter for millions of people. Okay, now, am I going to be that rewarded for that? Maybe, maybe not. You look at America's Funniest Home Videos. They are rewarded for what? Compiling. Compiling that. They just compiled the videos. They were like around before the YouTube started, and they were doing a good job of compiling and watching the videos, right? So we look at this, and it's like, okay, a lot of value, or I'm sorry, a little bit of value to a lot of people, or high value to some people, okay? There's some people on this call who are out there, and they're like, okay, I want to buy something big, right? How many of you guys out there are like, dude, Marcus, I want to buy something that, like, is going to give me the whole shebang. I want you to like hold my hand and walk me through the whole thing and help me make money. That's what I want you to do. I want to coach, right? And then there's other people who are like, dude, I can't scrape together $5. I just want a toolbar or something. Okay, there's a lot of different things we have to look at here, and we have to focus. Very, very, very important to look at. Okay, so first of all, we need to decide what we're going to do. Now, when deciding, we want to take a look at this because obviously this is going to take a lot of traffic. This is going to take a little traffic, right? If you found buyer keywords for like a Lamborghini or something, all right, it's going to be a lot easier to sell because they're looking to buy them. Now, if you go for like Lamborghini prices, probably not because of the fact that, you know, every kid's looking up the prices of the fancy cars. But we want to look at this and we want to say, what can we do to provide lots of value? Now, what I want to do is I want to take you into the computer for a minute and show you how this works in a real-time way. Now, did the screen change for you guys? Should be. Okay, now what we want to do here is we want to take a look at this, and we want to ask ourselves, what can we do here? Because what I want to do is I really want to focus on the idea of these niche markets, okay? how do we go and find a niche market? And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you click the thumbs up if you like it and tell me. That way we keep doing these, right? All right, cool. So what we want to do is we want to take a look at this. Now, if you guys are new to me, you might be saying, well, who's this Marcus Campbell guy anyway? What's the deal? Why can I learn from you? You know, what's going on here? Okay, this is a picture of how I looked. Let's move this down a little. Of how I looked. When was this taken? Like almost 20 years ago. Gosh, it's been a while. I've aged a little since then. But this is a picture I took back when I used to be a magician and back when I first started internet marketing. Now, we got some screenshots here that I can show you. Now, the cool thing I like about our new setup is I can actually make this big and make the face disappear. So if at any time during this call you say, hey, Marcus, you know what, I can't see your screen, just let me know. And boom, I can make that bigger for you. Pretty cool, right? So we got that there. This screenshot here is from one of my affiliate accounts. Now you're going to notice on this screenshot that the majority of the affiliate products I was promoting was like $2, $2.58. But I mean, I made $317,000 with that one, right? And I'll make this a little bit bigger for you. All right, is that coming through clear? Can you guys see it okay? Okay, let's see if we got this. I'm going to make sure that this is going. Okay, looks like our chat might have froze on us. So someone type something in there. Okay, cool. So we got like $2.58, but on that one, you know, I made 317 grand that year. There's one that's $2.84. I made 174,000. One I was only getting paid $1.39 on. 165,000. So there's a lot of money there. Now, here's another one that I took a screenshot from last year. I can actually log in and show you guys this if you want to see like super updated ones. It was on the Jeep video. So we had our, like, I think it was just a couple days ago where that one was. But we have $13,000. Now look at this one. This one I only got 149 signups, 1,500 clicks. Right? So here's one where I'm actually making like $10 a click, which is pretty cool. All right, Michael says, after only a few weeks, I can honestly say I've learned a ton from you, and you're the real deal. Thanks so much for it. Great. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. But on this one, you can see I was making about $10 per, actually like $9 per click. Okay, so again, remember that idea I talked to you about low value to lots of people or high value to a few people. Right, on this one, this would be the example of high value to a few people. Okay? So that's how that works. Okay, so now we have another one. This one's going to do like $35,000 this year. Here's one here where it's AdSense, right? How many of you guys have heard of AdSense? Type AdSense if you know what AdSense is. Okay, and on the AdSense example here, you could see on this one I had 17,000 page views, or I'm sorry, 17 million page views. So that means I've had 17 million people come to my site, right? How many of you guys think that's difficult to do? You're like, 17 million people, that's pretty much insane, right? Yeah, that's a lot of traffic, right? 17 million. I mean, I paid for a lot of them too. So now off of 17 million, I only got $201,000 through AdSense. Now, AdSense is an example of providing low value. However, I teach you how to flip the value. We'll get into that in a little bit as well. Yes, this is my, I think this isn't the Gandalf one. I think it's like the Hobbit one or something like that. Or Lord of the Rings or something like that, right? Pretty cool. But I got my frog tobacco. He's always got the good stuff. All right, so awesome stuff. So we got AdSense here, 17 million views, 210 grand. That's very, very low, right? If I was seeing these numbers up here, and look at the difference, right? 17 million here. Here we got 7 million. So that's 10 million less. That's like a third, right? And I made 4 times as much. Now, I made a lot more with other stuff, but I want to show you how this works. Okay, so now here's another example. Now we look at AdSense, right? We look at AdSense here, and we're like, okay, check this out. Now, how many of you guys know what this little screenshot with the structured settlements means? Right? How many of you guys know what that means? Type it in if you know what that means. Right? What that means is that structured settlement companies is looked up 720 times in Google, and the competition's really high, and the advertisers are paying $135 a click, right? $135 a click. That's insane, right? So we look at that, and what that means is that if we were to go to Google and type in structured settlement companies, right? That means that like these guys here are paying $135 a click. That means if I click on this, they're going to pay $135, right? How many of you guys are like, wow, that's crazy? That means if I click that like 100 times, the dude just paid like $15,000 for 100 clicks, right? Okay, remember how I said in the world of the Lamborghini guys and the people with lots of money, it's not a big deal, okay? To companies that have lots of money, it's not a big deal. It's only a big deal to you guys because you're like, well, I don't have that to spend, and neither do I. I don't want to spend $135 a click. What I do want to do is get paid $135 a click. How many of you guys would like to see that? Apples or whatever it is, right? Pretty cool. So we look at that and we're like, okay, great. So now we know that, right? We know in our brain, up here in the noggin, that someone is paying $135 a click. Type it in the box. Everyone go to the box, wherever it's at, somewhere, right? And type in $135 a click. Okay, I want a number sign, 135, a click. Type it in. I want to make sure you guys are paying attention. Okay? Awesome. And there's a little delay on YouTube, which is why it's kind of a pain to figure out when you guys are actually hearing what I say. I think it's like a 20-second delay or something like that. Okay, cool. So now you know that, right? We know that that's out there. Just like we know that advertisers pay a lot of money for Super Bowl ads, right? We know that too. How many of you guys know that? You're like, yes, people pay a lot for Super Bowl ads. Okay, cool. So now, here's the deal. Right now, while you're listening to me, millions of advertisers are paying billions of dollars on ads, sponsored ads, banner ads, videos, email drops, and more. And I got to move this drink so I can see what I'm talking about here. Right? Recently, some people have been asking me how this works. So how many of you guys are like, Marcus, you've been around a while. You've been doing this for 17 years. Does it still work? Right? Does it still work today? I mean, does the stuff that you did back when you looked like a dork and you did magic, does that still work today? And the answer is yes. Right? Here's a little site that I put up. I was actually going through my old videos, and there's actually a video on YouTube where I make this site live in front of you. Right? So if you're like, well, Marcus is leaving out the secret sauce. Well, no, I'm not. I built the site right there. Right there it is. I built it just under 2 years ago, a little bit over 2 years ago, actually. And up until now, I think we're at like $60,000 now from a simple little website. Right? So we look at this and we're like, wow, check this out. We're making 60 grand. That's like 40 grand a year from a simple little website that you built in like an hour. Right? How many of you guys would build a website in an hour if you can make 40 grand a year? Now, again, it's not guaranteed. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Most people probably won't do anything with this, but those who do reap the rewards. If I could talk right. Those who do reap the rewards. And if you do it, you can get the action, right? Here, look at this. Because you say, well, Marcus, up here, yeah, you got $10 a click, but that's only 1,500 clicks. Well, here we go. Here's, 4,000 clicks, same amount, $10 a click, right? This one actually, I think it cracked a little bit over $10 a click, or maybe a tiny bit under, if you do the math. All right, so we look at that. We're like, okay, so now everyone here, let me ask you real terms. How much time, if someone said, I'm going to give you $40,000 a year extra, how many hours a day would you spend to get that? Right? If they were like, here, just do this work, we'll get 40 grand. How much time would you spend for that? Okay? Per day. We're talking like if it was a job. Okay, and when you type those in, I'll take a look at them. Okay. All right, Michael says 3 to 4 hours. Rob says 8. Lewis says 3, 4, 8 hours, 3 hours a day, all day and night. Okay, cool. Now, how many of you guys are like, dude, Marcus, you're a butthead. Seriously, you set this up in a couple hours and you're making like 40 grand a year off it? You know, it kind of pisses me off. But we're going to show you how to work smarter and easier and everything like that. It's really easy to do. See, the key here is in providing value. If I can provide value one time and it goes to everyone, then my job is done. That's why internet marketing works, right? What am I doing? Instead of going door to door and selling like encyclopedias or whatever people used to sell, Bibles or whatever, right? Some of those old ladies still come around. But I think they give them away. But at any rate, right, we look at it and it's like, okay, instead of selling things door to door, what I'm doing is I'm selling one time to a bunch of people. Like right now, I could go and there's, I don't know, a lot of people on this call right now, right? And it would take me months to talk to each of you individually and do this pitch, right? It would take a long time. I'd have to do it all day, all night. But instead, what I do is I do it once. And what I do after I do it once is I put it online to sell over and over again. That's the same thing we're doing. We're providing value over and over to lots of people. So where you said that you'd work 2 to, you know, we had 2 hours a day was the minimum to all day, every day for the 40 grand a year. Okay, so we look at that and we're like, okay, well, what if today I could make a little video, a sales page, an article, an infographic, something that provides really good value to a lot of people or specific people, right? What if I could get a infographic or a video about structured settlements, okay? And I made a little page with AdSense with structured settlements, and I got a little piece of the action. Or like this one, okay, some people were asking, could I see the site? The site is instantwebhosting.org, right? And what I do is I sell web hosting by teaching people how to set up a site. How many of you guys want to learn how to build a website? Right? A lot of people. You come to me, you're like, how do I build a website? What I do is I show you, and I say, first you got to get a domain name. They click here, they get their domain name, and boom, I teach them how to get hosting, and they get hosting, and I get paid. Very simple. Right now, I could go and I could sell over and over and over to a bunch of people, or I could set one thing up one time to speak to a specific group of people. Right? So here's the idea here when we're looking at it. Right? We have all these things. Now, this specific affiliate program pays like, I don't know, 90 bucks or 95 bucks a sale, 85, I don't know, something like that. Right? Do the math. But at any rate, it sells that much, it gives me that much, right? So someone signs up for like a little bit and they get hosting and I get paid a lot. Pretty cool. Same kind of thing with like leads, right? If we were to go to Offer Vault right now, right, like this, and we're like, okay, we're going to Offer Vault, and we go here and we click on payout. Okay, first we got to scroll past like all the rublies and all the like international stuff. So we'll go payout like this. We're going to take a look. So here's all our rubles. Okay, we're going to scroll down to the US dollars because those are the ones we're really interested in. Unless you know how to get whatever traffic. I think that's India traffic. Okay, here we go. So like better addiction care. Okay, so this example here is 600 bucks a lead. Now, I'm having a hard time getting a network that has a really good addiction lead offer. But how many of you guys think you can make money if you got traffic in this addiction market, right? Like if you got traffic in this addiction market and you got paid $600 for a lead, right? A guy calls up on the phone, he's on the phone for 3 minutes, it's tracked, and you get a check for 600 bucks, right? How many of you guys think you'd make money? Type money in the box. All right, I'll show you guys that big so you can see what that looks like. Cool. What if I told you I have a brand new YouTube account that's just a couple months old that actually has like almost 12,000 views on it. All right, look at this. Now, right now, I'm not making a whole lot because I'm building my audience, and I'm still trying to find a good offer for it. But check this out. We got like almost 12,000 views in this market, right? Really cool. Now, notice we're not going for like addiction care. It's like, why do I drink so much? That got 18 views so far in 4 hours. Dry drunk, sobriety tip, and on we go. So I focus on answering the question. We're going to get into how this works. So that's one example, the addiction market. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Make this a little bigger for you. Okay, some kind of auto trader, addiction. There's another one for $5.50. Okay, we got teeth whitening. That's okay. Bulls and bears, some kind of financial market thing. Influence persuasion camp, Forex, and on we go. Here's some for FX giants. There's some other good ones in the $200 range we'll show you as well. Okay, so we have like, let's see, some kind of Forex. Got GSI trading. Xarelto. Okay, so here we go. We got these Xarelto, right? How many of you guys have heard about Xarelto, right? It's on TV like every 5 seconds. If you ever watch TV, you see Xarelto. It's like some kind of prescription drug or whatever, like a blood thinner. Okay, I only know it's a blood thinner because it says it right there on OfferVault, right? And what OfferVault is saying is that if I get a lead, okay, this is like a legal consultation, okay, and it says it converts on a call that lasts longer than 2.5 minutes. Now, a lot of you guys say, well, Marcus, what's pay-per-call? Is it confusing? No, it's not. So, like, you know how you go to the affiliate network and you get an affiliate link? Type in affiliate link if you know what an affiliate link is. Okay? Okay, type in affiliate link if you know what that is. And what we're looking at here is the difference between a pay-per-call offer and this, and an affiliate link offer, is instead of affiliate link, you get a call number, right? So like you're going to have 800, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, and that'll be like your affiliate link. So that's like your custom number. And when people call that number and stay on for more than 2.5 minutes, boom, you get a check for $425, right? How many of you guys are like, holy cow, are you kidding me? Like, all they have to do is call, and I get 420. Like, if I get one lead a day, I'm making 150 grand a year, right? How many of you guys are like, dude, are you like, is this too good to be true? Are you yanking my chain, right? No, it's actually right there on the OfferVault. All right, Richard says, what's in the pipe? Frog Morton on the pond pipe tobacco. Good stuff. We don't do any of that other stuff. Been sober for almost 3 years. Pretty cool. All right, and that is my biggest accomplishment in my brain than any of the money stuff, is being able to change my mindset and be sober for 3 years, which is cool, right? What good is money if you have to drink to enjoy it? But at any rate, we have this here, and we'll have some more videos about that coming out soon as well. Okay, so this one you get $425 per lead. Let's see what else we have here. We got GSI trading. Let's go down to like the others. Thank you for the congratulations. If anyone struggles with that, go to my youtube.com/talksober, and I actually teach you guys how to deal with that. Okay, Richard, congrats on your 6 months. Awesome. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Make money, stock pair, Google Trader, legacy. Okay, let's go down into like payday loans and stuff, because what we want to do is we want to take a look at this, and I want to reverse engineer it for you and show you how it works. Okay, so we have profit market Forex. Okay, a lot of junk here. Let's see if there's any good ones. And what you want to do is you want to find one that looks good, like let's do payday loans or something. Loans. Okay, so if we do loans like this, and we take a look at what's here. Okay, so like direct loan funds, that's a short-term loan, pays $220 a lead. Okay, $50 a lead. Let's go out of the sponsored ones. Okay. Okay, payday loan CPA, $230 a lead. Here's one for $220 a lead. Okay, here's Max Bounty. I like Max Bounty, so we're going to use them. Okay, so Max Bounty has this offer, and it's a business line of credit. Okay, how many of you guys are like, wow, okay, so this guy, it's a 2-page form, I think. Let's see. Okay, offer. on an approved small business loan. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, so here's an example of small business loans. Now, the reason I showed you AdSense in the beginning is because I want to go to AdWords Keyword Planner and kind of show you how this works. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a parallel. And the parallel is between the high value offer, so the high ticket offer, and the offer for the AdSense is going to be expensive as well. Okay, so we want to keep those in mind. Now, Eric, that's actually something I was thinking about, which is kind of funny because it's like, yeah, a lot of people need this, and a lot of people struggle with finance stuff, right? So we could do all kinds of things. Richard says payday loans are practically impossible to get any money out of without $1 million first. Okay, we're not looking at payday loans in the traditional sense. What we're looking at is like card offers or like this one, security business stuff. And sometimes, you know, I know a lot of like financial gurus and stuff are going to tell you like don't get a loan to start things. And sometimes that's true, but I actually started my business on a credit card loan. Right, so I started it, I learned, I spent like $7,000 on the credit card loan because I was 20 years old, I didn't have it, right? And I do it again today. Sometimes when I'm in trouble, I'm like, hey, you know what, let's borrow some, let's do it, and let's make it work, which is kind of cool. So we look at this and we're like, okay, security of a business credit line up to 100 grand, and it converts, pays you $220. Let's see what else we have here. I'll lend you payday, short term, faster payday, get cash help, credit, cabbage. Okay, so we have these. Okay, now I want to show you the, let's see here. I want to show you the correlation between the amount they're paying on AdSense and what the actual thing is. So like the Xeralto one, okay, we want to take a look at that and we want to say, okay, cool. So Xeralto, what's going on there, right? It's like a lawsuit, things like that, and that's what we use. So let's go here and we'll wait for it to load. And we're going to do tools. We're going to do keyword planner. Okay. And for those of you who are paying attention, you guys just saw that I was paying like 20 cents a click in the addiction market and getting thousands of clicks every month, which is cool. So United Games, my main traffic method. I use a lot of free traffic lately, but paid traffic has always been my favorite because it's fast and easy. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so we're going to search for a new keyword or phrase. We're going to type in payday loan, or let's do business cash advance. Okay, so business cash advance like this. Okay, now what we're going to notice here is that it is expensive, $30 a click. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to keyword options like this, and I'll make this bigger for you guys so you can see it. We're going to do keyword options here. Okay. And we're going to do only show ideas closely related. Okay, now Richard says, yes, Marcus, how can I get Xeralto or payday loan for 20 cents a click? Okay, we're not there yet. Give me some time, right? We're going to get there. Calm down. All right, so we got business cash advance, $28.16, $26. So what this means to someone like Richard, he's looking at this and he's like, dude, I don't got no $28 to pay for a click. And even if I did, I got to get 1 out of 10 to convert, or actually, if 1 in 10 converts, I'm still losing money because I'd have to pay $280 for the traffic, and I'm only getting $220 a sale, right? So you'd be losing money there. This is why so many people don't market the right way and don't know how it works, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, let's also try, I'm not even going to try to spell Xeralto. Let's go to Google and see if they'll help us. Xeralto, right? Okay. Let's see here. So we got Xeralto like this, and we'll go in here and we'll type in Xeralto lawsuit, right like this. Hit go. Okay, Richard says, I got so much training in my head, info overload, starting all over with your training. All right, well focus, because we're going to get into some good stuff here. So we got Xeralto lawsuits, lawsuit settlement amounts. All right, like $100 a click, $56 a click, expensive. Very competitive. Some of these are low competition, but I mean, there's no traffic there. So we want to look at this and we'll say, okay, well, what do we do with this, right? What do we do with that? Do we pay $56? I mean, if I did, I'd have to get 1 out of every 9 people not only to call, but stay on the phone for 3 minutes in order for me to like lose a little bit of money. I think you'd still be losing $100 at that. So the question is what do we do with this, right? What do we do with this? How many of you guys, if I showed you a way to get this traffic dirt cheap, you'd be like, dude, Marcus, I'll buy whatever you're selling because that's where the money's at. You're actually going to show me how it works rather than, you know, just like humor me. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this and we're going to show you how it works, right? So there's two ways that I do this. The first way is to think outside the box. Okay, I want to think outside the box, and I want to ask myself several different questions. Question one is, who else wants it but doesn't know they need it? Okay, there's a lot of people who took Xarelto and are affected by the issues, but they don't know that there's some Xarelto lawsuit. Okay? Interesting. There's businesses out there that are struggling that don't know that there's cash advance options for them. Right? Interesting. Now, how many of you guys agree with those two statements? You're like, yes, I think there's people out there that want things, but they don't know what they want. Right? Like, there's just people out there who have problems, and, well, not those kind of problems, but they have issues, right? Maybe their faucet's leaky. And maybe you know, because you're a plumber, that the leaky faucet, the way they have it, is because all their pipes in their house are bad. Right? Pretty cool. How many of you guys are understanding that? You're like, okay, that's cool. Okay? Okay, Richard says, I'm going to buy Simple Sites with the money I make from my 1-hour website. Well, good luck with that. You can make one in 1 hour. We have some training out there. But Simple Sites is going to give you a lot bigger heads up. I know a lot of people are against paying for things, but you got to look at it and make it work. So Michael says he's a plumber. Now, Michael, do you know that this is the case? You're like, okay, well, I know that, hey, there's these polybutylene pipes, and if it leaks in a certain area, boom, it's probably because of that, and you need a $5,000 pipe job. That totally came out wrong. But at any rate, you need to fix your pipes, right? All right, so at any rate, we look at that, and we're like, okay, that could be the issue. Now, when we look at that, it's like, okay, polybutylene pipe lawsuit. Right, like this, okay? So polybutylene pipe lawsuit. We look at this, and boom, let's see. Okay, $2 a click, $3 a click. Not a big, huge thing, but you could actually go in there and be like, okay, well, all these people have that issue. We could go in there and get this stuff going. Right? I don't mean to be funny. I just a byproduct, right? Okay, so at any rate, we look at that, and we're like, okay, good. Now, what we want to do is we want to go back to our two things. One, who else wants it but doesn't know they want it, or needs it and doesn't know they need it? And what was the other one? My brain's still hung up on my jokes. But the other one there, right? So we look at that. We're like, okay, who else wants it? And what other keywords are there? So what we want to do first and foremost is we want to do some research. So now I can go and I can do research for Xarelto. And I could do like side effects, right, like this, okay? And if I did Xarelto side effects like this, okay, and I did some kind of advertisements for a combination of these or something like that, and got the traffic for them, it would work really, really good, okay? Another thing we could do is take a look at who else wants it but doesn't know they need it, right? Now, let me ask you, let's see if we could put our thinking caps on right now. And I want to ask you, who would want a business loan but might not know that they want it? Right? Who would want it but doesn't know they'd want it? What about someone looking for like business budget spreadsheet? Right, like this. Okay, so we got like business budget spreadsheet. Okay? A lot of people looking for business budget spreadsheet. Okay? 110. Now again, remember, you're getting $210 for this, so a little bit of traffic's going to add up. What about business cash flow problems? Okay, business cash flow problems. Okay, people type this in. Let's see what we got here. We'll make it a little bit bigger for you. Business cash flow problems. Let's do this one off here. Let's just do business cash flow as well. Okay, cool. So cash flow problems. Boom. All those people have cash flow problems, right? Do you guys all agree with that? Like, I think we can deduce that the people typing in cash flow problems probably have Well, yeah, cash flow problems. Type it in the box if you agree with that. Okay, now, our job is to help them. What are some of the ways we can help businesses with cash flow problems? Well, how about advertising, right? That's good. A business could advertise, get more sales, then they have, cash flow, but sometimes they won't have the money to advertise, okay? So that might be out. What about budgeting? Maybe budgeting is good, okay? Maybe some software that budgets or whatever. Maybe you can teach them how to do upsells, or maybe they would like the business loan or a business credit card, right? How many of you guys are like, whoa, wait a minute, that makes sense. Like a business with cash flow problems would be pretty, good target for a business loan, right? How many of you guys are like, okay, that's pretty cool? Okay, so we got that. Now, how many of you guys compare these together? Okay, now, Richard says, can we get the ad for 30 cents a click? Let's check. Okay, let's check if we can. So cash flow problems, 1,300 searches a month. That's about 50 or 60 a day. Let's go to Google, and let's see how many advertisers there are. Okay, cash flow problems, right, like this. And we got, okay, that's not an advertiser. No advertisers here. CIT, score.com. Okay, now, what we want to do is we want to see if these guys are on the next page as well. So if these ads are on the next page, then we know that it's just duplicating the same ads, which means this is cheap. Okay, Zap Media, about.com. Whenever we see about.com, that is what we call a blanket bidder. Whenever we see zapmeta.com, search the web, blanket bidder. Moneyaz.com, blanket bidder. Now, how many of you guys know what a blanket bidder is? Right? It's not a dude who buys blankets. Okay? It is a company that bids on everything. Like about.com bids on everything. Okay? Zapmeta.com, web crawler, eBay. Right? We used to have a joke that eBay had ads for ugly cat. Be like, buy an ugly cat on eBay. And even though they didn't sell it, they were just bidding on everything because they want the traffic. That's the same thing here, right? Like if we were to go to zapmeta.com, and we'll be nice and not click his link so that he doesn't get charged his 30 cents or whatever. Okay, we got Zapmeta. See how it's a search engine, right? It's just a search engine. That's all it is. So what they're doing is they are doing what's known as arbitrage. Okay, arbitrage is buying low, selling high, which means if they're buying low, so can we. So can we get this traffic for 30 cents? What do you think? Right? Lots of terminology? Yes. Take notes. Right? You want to learn this stuff, you want to make a living, you got to put in the work, you got to take the notes. Okay? If you want to make a good living. I mean, sure, you could set up a site and probably make, 50 or 100 grand a year, and that's cool. That's cool. Or you could, learn it all and make a good living or whatever. So you got to focus on what you want. But the more you learn, the more you're going to earn and the smarter you're going to be. And the longer you're going to be able to make the income. So we have cash flow problems. Page 3 has no advertisers. Okay, informative, find smarter, simply. These are blanket bidders, right? Do you guys all know what a blanket bidder is? Type blanket bidder if you know what one is now. Cool. Okay. So now the idea here is if we can get this traffic for 30 cents a click, okay, that would mean, let's say I get 30 cent clicks, 0.30, and I get 500 visitors a month. Okay? That means I'm going to spend $150. Is anyone on this call, would it totally break you if you spent 150 bucks? Or is everyone like, yeah, I could probably do that? Right? And if you can't, don't worry. We teach you a very conservative way. Okay, so 500 clicks. Now the question is out of those 500 people that are looking up cash flow problems, how many of them could I get to fill out the form? right? If I get one of them to fill out the form, I just turned 150 bucks into $220. If I get two, that would be 150 bucks into 440. Okay? If I could get 5, that's a 1% conversion rate, right? That's it, just 1 out of 100. Then I would be making, what would that be, like 1,200 bucks? And I only spend 150, that's like 10 times the investment. Right? How many of you guys are like, dude, that's pretty cool, that makes sense to me? Right? Does this make sense to everyone? Give the video a thumbs up and type makes sense if it makes sense to you. Because if you get this, my job's done, then all you got to do is learn the little tech stuff, which isn't that hard. You set it up and you make it work. Very simple. All right, so what we want to do is we really, really want to focus on helping these people. Okay, now here's the deal. This is just one word, right? There's tons of words. Like we did the Xarelto, or we could go in and say, well, what about like home loan? Or what about leads, right? Like the pipe guy we talked about earlier. There's people that pay $20 for like a lead for plumbers and stuff, right? Here's the little loans here. We could do refinance, right, like this. There's IRS help. There's all kinds of things, right? So we look at this and we're like, well, what about like FHA rate? Okay, so here's these people looking up FHA loans. Okay, we get $40 a lead. That would be considered pretty high ticket. Converts at, I think it's like a 3-page or something like that. Fill out a simple online application. It's just a small form, right? All we would have to do is do something like FHA requirements. Okay? Now, I want you guys to really drill this into your head. It's simple, and you might be tempted to overlook it. But here's the deal, right? The only guy typing in FHA loan requirements is someone looking for an FHA loan, right? How many of you guys are like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but holy cow, it can make me rich? And it can, because of the fact that when you look at this, like FHA home requirements, FHA loan requirements, things like this. Now it says $427, but you can get it a lot cheaper. We could just go and see if there's any blanket bidders and stuff like that. Okay, and we're like, okay, mortgage lenders, let's see who else, FHA, okay, government loans, PNC, okay, nobody on the top of page 2, that's good, RP again, mortgage loans again, okay, so we're duplicating a lot of the stuff over and over, right? So we could probably get this pretty cheap. Moneycrashers.com, oh wait, no, that's a free result. Compete, okay. So it's pretty cheap, right? If we can get this pretty cheap, we could do pretty good. Now, another thing, we could probably get free traffic in this as well. Let's see if we can do this in quotes like this. And boom, now we could see that there's only 59,000 competing. We can do WikiHows in there. We can go 10, do our timeout method, and we'll show you how all this works a little bit later as well. But you can see there's only 130 actually competing for this term, which is pretty low. So what I want you guys to realize is that this stuff's not really that hard to do. You just really have to focus, right? You have to focus on giving the people what they want. So if they're looking for like FHA loan requirements, our job is to give them the requirements and then say, hey, if you still qualify, go click this link and fill out the form here and see if you can get a loan. He'll like give you the best rates or whatever it is. Okay, now Aman says, yes, but please tell us, what is the standard conversion rate in this market? It's very difficult to tell. What we want to look at is not conversion rate, but we want to look at the how closely linked it is to the intent. Okay, the closer your offer is linked to the intent, the better you're going to do. So the intent of someone looking up FHA loan requirements or cash flow problems is to fix it, right? So they either want an FHA loan, they don't want to have cash flow problems, or whatever. Okay, those are closely linked to like FHA loans or other things, okay? So we want to take a look and say, well, that's the thing. That's what we want to look at, is the idea of how close they are to the intent. If it's close, you're going to make a lot of money. Now, it can get a little tricky to find these, but once you do, it works really well. So let's take a look at what else is going on. Now, in this example here, notice that I'm going for how to set up a blog rather than web hosting, because, right, we go here and we're like set up blog, right, like this. and we could see that there's not that much competition. Medium, 230, medium, 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 not too bad, okay? Now, however, if we go for like web hosting, right, like this, it's going to be very competitive. Now, we got to ask ourselves, what's the intent? So the intent of someone looking up web hosting is pretty dead on, right? It's very dead on. It's like, guy looking up web hosting, probably going to sign up for web hosting. Great, but I only get 80 bucks a sale, which means I need to sell one out of every 7, which is impossible. Now, if I could get traffic for how to set up a blog, okay? All right, Michael just got a phone that rang that says a business loan, right? And someone paid for that, right? Someone paid for your name, someone paid for that. Now, I'm not saying go sell leads, but I am saying, you know, do some stuff to get people to go to things that makes money, which is cool because we're doing attraction marketing rather than like pushy, crappy marketing. So, like set up a blog, right? I could be the dude who helps out, and I'm like, here's how to set up a blog, and boom, they get web hosting. So now, this guy, let's say you get web hosting, and you do a kick butt job, and you close 1 out of 30 people, a 3% conversion rate. That'd be pretty damn good, right? If you did that, that would mean you got 100 clicks for $1,300, and you got 3 sales, which made you 270 bucks. How many of you guys think that's a winning business model, right? Do you think that's a winner? Type in winner if you think that's a winner. We paid $1,370, and we get back 210 or 230 or whatever it is. Do the math, okay? No, robot calls are not like blanket bidders. I mean, in a sense, you can kind of say it's like a robot thing, but not really, okay? So that would suck. Right? That would suck. I don't want to pay $1,370 and get back 200. That means I'm spending 900 bucks to give someone else a conversion, right? Okay, so that would mean, or did I do 10 sales? Yeah, I think I meant, so 3 sales would be, no, that's 3. Yeah, because you're 85 bucks each, 240. Okay, yeah, so we got our stuff right. So that's a loser, right? Doesn't work. Okay, so what if I had set up a blog and I got traffic for 30 cents a click? Okay, so now for the same 100 clicks, I'm going to pay 30 bucks, right? Pretty cool. I like that. I like paying 30 rather than 1,300. Now, all I need to do with this 30 is convert 1, and I'm almost tripling my money. Right? How many of you guys are like, well, that sounds pretty easy. Right? All I need to do is get 1 sale out of 100 people that want to set up a blog and they need web hosting anyway. Right? How many of you guys are like, okay, I'm kind of getting that aha moment that them fellers talk about, right? Type aha if you just got an aha moment. Okay, that's bigly, yeah. I think he's actually saying big league, like baseball, big league. But either way, dude doesn't know how to talk. But at any rate, I digress. It's not a politics show here. It's a web money show. Okay. So we have that here. Now, we can see this. Again, we're talking about the idea of the difference between little value to a lot of people and a lot of value to a little people, right? Like the lottery site, little value. Here's a toolbar that's going to give you the lotto numbers. Boom. I made 1,300 bucks within 1 day on that, but I had to get, 10,000 visitors. Bible thing, same thing. Had to get to 2,100 visitors, but I got 140 to convert. Pretty cool. All right, so for those of you that are like, how does the conversion work? Well, here it is. Right, this is what the conversion looks like. This one, we are converting, what is it, like 1 out of every 10? Okay, now, disclaimer, not everyone who comes to my site goes to the web hosting. Right, so I probably got maybe 500 clicks in order to get these visitors. Okay, so we got to really, really focus on that. Okay, Richard's working on getting money. I get it, working on getting money for my clicks. Yes, you want to convert your clicks in a creative, cool way. Because here's the deal, right? How many of you guys have heard before that you need a buyer market? Okay, buyer market. A lot of people talk about buyer market. Buyer markets are just, it's a myth. You don't need a buyer market, right? Like hosting is a buyer market, but I'm going to lose money because it's such a buyer's market that even the hosting companies are buying the traffic for it, all right? That sucks, right? It's not going to work. So buyer market, what I want to do, and we'll hop over to the whiteboard for this. Let's see if we can get over there. And all right, so we'll go over here and we'll talk about how it works. So what I want to do, instead of focusing on a buyer market, I had an eraser around here somewhere, but it wasn't working very good anyway, so maybe we'll just, there it is. All right, it doesn't work too well. I think on a new chalkboard, like the erasing stuff just doesn't work that well, but we'll try. All right, we'll try. And how many of you guys like the lights? Do you guys like the new lights? If you do, type something in the box, let me know. Spared no expense there, you know. Got some fancy stuff. I was going for the Edison fancy pants look. All right. So if you like the lights, type lights. Pretty cool. All right, so let's take a look at how this works. Okay. Eric says you don't need it. I don't need it, but, you know, being interesting increases your amount of people that, like, keep on viewing your video. Okay, so here's what we want to do. Over here we have buyer market. Buyer market. Okay? Buyer market is what? Okay, 9 times out of 10, buyer market is expensive. Okay, hosting we saw was 13 bucks a click. The lawsuit stuff was 125 bucks a click plus, or 135 plus. FHA loans, things like that, you know, they're going to be like $8 a click or whatever. Okay, so very expensive. Okay, so now the question is if we were to go direct, which is obvious, right? This is why people fail, because they go for the obvious. Okay, the obvious doesn't make money, right? That's why, like, you had all these people that went to school to become like doctors and stuff, which is cool because we need doctors, but a little bit too many of them went to school for certain things, and the market changed. Right now we have like automation and things like that, and a lot of people are out of jobs. Why? Because they went for the obvious. They're like, here's the obvious way to get money. Boom, go to college, get this. Right? When you guys were kids, you were probably told, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be a whatever, go to school for 1,000,000 years, spend $1 million bucks, and maybe you'll get a job. Right? Times are changing. And we look at it, and that's the obvious. Now, I want you to drill in your head that we do not do the obvious here. I don't do anything obvious. Right? That's why you guys are on your toes, and you're like, Marcus, what the hell do you do? Because I don't do the obvious. Right? When there's a toolbar that comes out, and the toolbar comes out, and it's like, hey, you know what? Here's this cool, like, WebFetty. This is the thing. It's called WebFetty. Terrible name. Like, who thought of that? What the hell is a WebFetty? Right? And what it was is it did, like, glittery graphics, and it did music players, and it did cursors, and it had all these things, and it was called WebFetty. And my customers used to call it WebFeedy because they didn't know what it was, right? And I could have marketed that under the word WebFetty, and I could have marketed it under like all this other stuff, but what I did is I said to myself, well, who, and write this down. This is going to make you a lot of money, right? Write this down, and when you're done writing it down, tell me in the box. Who else would want this? Boom. These 5 words will make you rich. When you're done writing them down, type it in the box, and I'll explain what we mean. Okay, very important that we look at this because so many people are struggling online to make this stuff work, and it's just silly because it's like if you answer this one question, it's done. You're done. Like there's no question about it. If you do this, it makes money. Like this is what I do for a living. This is what I've done for 17 years. I work pretty half-assed. There's a lot of people who do a lot more work. There's people on YouTube that are just like doing tons of videos and everything, and that's cool. Is my air conditioner even on? We got to turn this thing down a bit. Florida is hot. Okay, so there's people that do tons of stuff. They make, 10 times what I do, 100 times what I do, and that's cool. But I like to hang out outside, chill, do my thing. That's the life I set up. There's one guy who came to me a couple weeks ago, and he's like, you need to get a real office, not a backyard office. This backyard thing's silly. You need phones. You need this stuff. And I'm like, that totally defeats the purpose of what I'm going for here. Like, I want to sit and hang out and watch the kids play. Right? That's what we want to do. How many of you guys are like that? You're like, if I had the choice between $1 million a year and 100,000 a year, I'd probably take 100,000 because, if I didn't have to work that much, that'd be cool. Okay, but anyway, it's to each his own. Okay, so we look at this and we're like, okay, who else would want this? Who else wants this stuff? Okay? Who else wants this stuff? So we look at this. Okay, when you can, tell me the URL. Okay, we ask ourselves this question here. Okay? And we say, who else would want this? When I had the WebFetti thing, I was like, well, who else wants this? Well, I think these people on MySpace would want to make their name glittery instead of just like Marcus, right? Or I think people on Facebook would want like this cool thing instead of just like a picture of themselves, right? So we have to ask ourselves who else would want this. And if you think this way, you could literally go to any affiliate network, pick out an offer, and find traffic for it in a really easy way. So the buyer market is expensive. The buyer market sucks. But the who else would want this is the staircase model. Okay, so we have the staircase. And I'll try to draw a staircase good for you. All right. I hope that's good. Is my staircase pretty good? I don't know. Might not want to walk on it, but at any rate, here's what we do. We look at it and we say, what kind of staircase is it? Now, this staircase, I should have drew it the other way, but that's okay. Okay, the staircase is getting to where the money's at. Okay, so here's the money. This is your buyer market. Okay, obviously, if I go for like web hosting, or I go for home loan, or I go for, what was that other one? Structured settlement. Okay, obviously if I go for those words, they want the offer, it's going to convert. I probably don't even need a website. Okay, I could probably just direct link, boom, done deal. But these words are what? These words are expensive. Why are they expensive? Because the people are already sold, so they're typing in the exact thing. Right? They're already sold. Like if I type in, like, 8451 dishwasher coupon, right? I want the 8451 dishwasher, and I want a coupon because I'm looking to buy it. Very simple. If I type in how to apply for a home loan, I'm looking for a home loan. Boom. Easy, right? This is easy. This is why the big companies do it. But the big companies also are not that smart. Okay, sure, they make a lot of money, but they also waste a lot of money. We are direct marketers. We can't afford to waste a lot of money. So this is easy. Now, if I go here, right, and I'm like, okay, well, what if I get a dude who's like, rent versus buy? Okay, rent versus buy. He's like looking up rent versus buy. Now, if I go to the computer here, all right, and I do rent versus buy. And by the way, you know what? There's a lot of people sticking around on this call, and I'd like to just say thank you, and I appreciate that. It's pretty cool, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we got rent versus buy, and we have 5,400, and you guys get cool stuff for sticking around, but 5,400 searches a month for rent versus buy. Okay, so we have the 5,400 searches per month. They're looking for rent versus buy. So now let's take a look at this, right? Low competition, and we say rent versus buy, what do they want? Okay? And I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think they want? Okay, we got Realtor, Zillow. Any advertisers? No advertisers on page 1. Okay, no advertisers. Let's check page 2. No advertisers. There is a video here. A couple of videos. Okay. No advertisers on page 2. Just like no advertisers, which means it's cheap. I mean, you could probably get this for less than 10 cents a click because of the fact that there's no advertisers. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to put your thinking hat on, right? I'll get my thinking hat here. All right, here's my thinking hat, and hopefully you guys like it. And I want you guys to think about what these people want. Okay, Eric says cost savings for each. Maybe. Let's be more specific. I want you guys to just hit the nail on the head and be like, this is what these people want, right? Because if you do that, you've answered the question of who else would want this, okay? So let's see if anyone can hit the nail on the head. All right, I'll put the thinking cap on you. All right, so now you got the thinking cap. Now you got to think about it. I'm totally an idiot, but that's cool, right? Because y'all like watching me for some reason. Maybe because I teach you how to make money. That's good. Okay, home loan calculator, maybe, maybe not. That's still not the nail on the head. I want you to hit the nail on the head. Boom, this is what it is. We're going to set up a site. Property, nope, not the nail on the head yet. Cheapest affordable, maybe people moving out of parents. Too far of a stretch, a home, a motorhome. Okay, a house. The pros and cons of each idea. Let's getting closer. Work out which one is the best value for them. There you go. Right? So they want to know. They want to know which is the best. Okay, so this guy, sometime down the line, is probably going to want a home loan. Okay, our job is to get him there. Now, the cool thing is down here, traffic is cheap. Right? The closer we get up the staircase, the more traffic's going to cost, and the more dead on it's going to be, the easier it's going to be. But I don't like easy, because easy doesn't have a good profit margin. Why? Because easy is what all the big guys do, and they got a lot more money. Okay, so we look at this, and we're like, okay, rent versus buy. Okay, what they want is, they want to decide. They want you to make the decision for them. Okay? Should you rent? Should you buy? That's what they want to do. All right, so now there's algorithms you can do. My brother is a total nutcase about this. He's got like this percentage thing. He can calculate the turnover rate and the rates of all this stuff, and he can figure this out. Now, any of us on this call, even if you're not a math brain, you could probably figure out if it's better to rent or buy based on simple stuff, right? Like tax break, investment, over time inflation, write-off, okay, cost of owning, okay? So what you do is you come up with a little algorithm, and boom, there you go. Okay, so you help them decide. Now, I'm going to do a video review of the Think and Grow Rich book. How many of you guys have read that? Right? Some good stuff in it, some weirdo stuff in it. But all in all, there's a lot of good things. And he talks about how the problem with people is deciding. Right? They don't know how to decide. They can't make a damn decision. Right? Like a lot of people at the end of this call, I'm going to give you guys an offer you can't refuse, and you're going to have trouble deciding. Well, I'm going to decide for you, because if you want to make money, this is what you should get. Trust me, I've done this with thousands of people. I've helped thousands of people. We're going to help you decide, because that's where people struggle. Right? You look at people that make money, they're able to decide fast. You look at these guys, rent versus buy, they want to decide. So what we do is we help them. We help them decide, and we say, look, well, and Lucky for Mac says it's tough. Well, it's only tough if you believe it's tough. A decision is just a decision. Right? It's like, do I buy a house? Do I not? Well, you can buy a house later if you want. Okay, you can buy one now if you want. Okay, it's not the end of the world if you pick one over the other. All right, it's just a decision. But you need to be able to decide. Now, these people want to decide. So you say, here's how you decide. Here is how you decide. Right? Here's how you decide. Well, is it, let's say, okay, in my area, okay, average house would rent for, I don't know, $2,000 bucks. Okay, cool. $2,000. The loan rates are about 4.0 or something like that, or 3 or something like that. I don't know. Right? So 4% loan rate, which would mean if someone was to get a FHA loan, which is the one we're going for here, or a regular loan, you say, here's what you'd need down. Do you have the down? No, I don't have the down. Okay, maybe it's best to rent, but before you decide to rent, click here and fill out the form, see if you can qualify for an FHA, because then you can get in for, 2% or 3% down or whatever. Cool. Hey, wow, I didn't know that option existed. Boom. Thank you for teaching me about that. They go to the loan thing. You're good to go. Now, again, one of the things I was talking to someone about on another YouTube channel was the idea of salesmen. Okay, there's this idea of salesmen like shoving things down people's throat. How many of you guys hate salesy stuff because of that? You're like, I don't like the guy who comes to my house and he's like, if you don't buy cable, I'm going to come kick you in the ass every single day until you buy cable. And you're like, I don't want to be that guy. If that's what sales are, I don't want to be that guy. We're not that guy. That's the beauty of the internet. The beauty of the internet is we make money with everything. Right? I say, do you want cable? Good, you go get cable. You don't want cable? Well, go get this. I'm an affiliate for everything. Right? Same thing here. So you're not an affiliate of the FHA. You can be an affiliate of rent insurance. You can be an affiliate of a site that gets leads for renters. Okay? You could be anything, just like the cash flow, right? You got cash flow trouble? Here's a credit card thing. Here's a way to make money online. Here's a way to save money on your mortgage. Did you know if you're paying 6%, you can get it down to 4%? Boom. Sold, right? Look, Michael says, I like buy, not sold. I like educate, not sell. Write that down. We are educating people. That's all we're doing. I go and I do 8 hours worth of homework, and I learn all about these FHA loans. And at the end of the day, you're going to be pretty damn good. You're going to be better than the most people. Okay? And you educate them on what you learned. Very simple. Like, I wasn't born with the knowledge of internet stuff. I just learned it. That's it. That's all I did, right? You could do the same thing. You don't need to know as much as I do. I've learned a lot of stuff. I know a lot of useless stuff. But what you need to do is you need to learn just enough to get by. That's all they need. They need just enough to decide. Guys, if you get this, if this makes sense to you, it's game over, right? The other guys are teaching all this complicated stuff. This is it. Help people make a decision. That's it. You educate. You're like, here you go. Here's your options, right? Here's your options. Then you go through and you say, here's how you take them. Now, an example up here, if you go a step up, a little bit more expensive traffic would be like FHA loan qualifications. Or FHA, I'm going to keep this one down here because it's going to be pretty cheap. FHA down calculator, right? FHA down payment calculator. Very simple. So we look at this and we say FHA down payment calculator, and we make all this stuff. Now, how many of you guys are like, well, Marcus, if I just knew these words that are down here at the bottom of the staircase, I'd be able to do this, right? How many of you guys are like, I want to buy traffic down here, not up here. I want to get free traffic that's easy, not difficult, right? How many of you guys are thinking that? Type it in the box. Man, we've been going for a long time. I was having so much fun. I didn't even realize we've been going for almost an hour and a half already. All right, cool. So I got to sell stuff now, I guess, since we're an hour and a half into it. Yeah, how many of you guys think that if you had keywords and you had a niche and you were able to decide the stuff on the bottom, you'd make money? Type bottom stair. Okay, cool. Here's what we're going to do. You guys want to market to the bottom stair? How many of you guys are like, Marcus, you're pretty darn good at finding those bottom stair things because that's what you've made. Richard says, Marcus, let's be real clear here, sonny boy. There's no such thing as free traffic. Well, Richard, yes and no. I mean, free in the terms of money. Yeah, there's free traffic out there, right? There's free traffic. Like everyone's watching the YouTube. If you had something to sell, you could be like, hey, go buy my stuff. Now, they're not going to allow you to type a URL in there, but that would be free traffic, right? You could go to my forum, the Affiliate Marketing Dude forum, and you could get free traffic. There's lots of ways to get free traffic. I disagree with you there. Whoever that guy was who called me Sunny Boy, he didn't call me that. I added that for dramatic effect. So if you want to be on the bottom stair, what I want to do is I want to give you one of my niches on the bottom stair, okay? Here's how it's going to work. And I was supposed to go through all these notes. We'll have to get through them next time. There's lots of traffic, lots of expensive stuff. But what I want to do is I want to give you traffic in these expensive markets. I want to give you a niche in these expensive markets that starts really, really cheap. Okay? And the way we're going to do that is, I got it down here somewhere. These are all examples of sites that I've done this exact same thing in. Okay? And here's what we're going to do. Here's an example here. Look at this one, right? That's totally cheap traffic, made over 100 grand with that. Totally cheap traffic, made like 13 something with that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to give you a niche. Okay, I want to give you a market. I'm going to put you on the bottom stair. Right? So you're not going to be up there competing with all those guys spending lots of money. Okay? You're going to go and you're going to get a niche on the bottom stair. And Eric, you would have to talk to Tiffany at marcuscampbellsupport.com about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you on the bottom stair. I am going to go through. I am going to find you a niche that is tied to the top stair. Okay, so I'm going to give you the door into a expensive market with cheap traffic or free traffic. Okay, I'm going to go find it for you. And we'll go through and you'll say, Marcus, here's the one I want to be in. Or, you pick me one and you say, you'll be able to decide which one of the three you pick. Okay, so we'll give you some options. So I'm going to go find your market and I'm going to tell you what it links to. Okay, then I'm going to buy a domain name that is a direct match domain name. Now, a lot of these domain names are worth like $1,000 or more. Very cool. Okay, it's going to be really cool. You can sell it if you want. It's yours. We transfer it to you. Okay, you're going to own the niche. You're going to own the domain. You're going to be ready to go. We're going to teach you how to make money with it. We're also going to find your niche, give you the domain. We're also going to set up your content, set up a custom blog with a little logo and everything that's going to get you in the niche. We're going to give you all the plugins, and we're going to set it up. Now, usually these are set up within like 48 hours of the time we actually get your niche and everything. Sometimes they take a little bit longer, depending on your niche, depending on your traffic, but we like to get them up as fast as possible. Now, if you were to buy all this stuff separate, it would be well over $1,600, and you haven't even paid for my time to go and find your niche. Now, I have a lot of these, and I could go through and get you started. Now, right now, we have these on sale, and these are our high-ticket niches. We're going to find you a high-profit offer. We're going to give you the high-profit offer. We're going to give you the domain. We're going to set you up. All you have to do is get traffic, test it out, and run with it. Very, very simple. All you have to do is make it work. I'm going to put the little questions on this box so it's easier. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make it work for you. Now, it looks like we got some questions. We're going to get to these in a little bit. Okay. Looks like, okay, I'm not sure. Oh, he's talking about the free traffic. Okay, but the idea here is to make it work, right? You just got to get in there and make it work in a really, really simple way. So if you want me to find you a niche and help you make it work, all you have to do is go right now to highticketniches.com and make it work, okay? And looks like some people are arguing on the live chat. Be nice to each other there, right? Really cool. So we want to go through and make it work. Now, all you got to do is go to highticketniches.com. We will set you up. Now, with the high ticket niches, we actually have this on sale right now. I'm not going to disclose the price that it's on sale for right now because it's going to change, right? So if you want this for the next half hour, I'm going to keep this at the price. You're going to save a lot of money. Go to highticketniches.com. Instead of the $9.97, which is still a killer deal, you're going to get them cheaper. Okay, Richard says 100 clicks test, 100 clicks, no money, dead horse. No, not at all. If you test something and you get 100 clicks, that is not by any means telling you what the market is like, right? You want to, one, test at least 300 clicks, and then two, test it the right way, because I guarantee if we look at your site, we could go through and see what's going on, okay? So very simple. And all you got to do is ask questions if you need help, because with this, you get 90 days support and coaching. Okay, and also, I only have 10 of these available for today's call, and they will go fast. They always do. Again, that's highticketniches.com. Let's see. I think, are most of you guys watching this on YouTube, or are you watching it on my page? Okay, and then we'll take Q&A in just a minute. Richard says, do all campaigns need to go through the landing page to work, or is there ever a time we could direct link? Don't direct link because you're going to lose money, right? So like this example, if you have the bottom stair, you have to do your own page because you have to pre-sell it, right? Like if you get people from rent versus buy calculator and you send them to an FHA loan, it's not going to convert. It's going to be terrible, okay? Okay, so yeah, if you're on YouTube, go to highticketniches.com. I'll make that a little bit bigger for you. There we go. Should be big now. All right, so go ahead and head over there. I'm going to open up the live chat if you have any questions. We will get you a good niche, and I will work with you until it works. So if you have questions, if you ever need anything, we are here to help you. A lot of people say, Marcus, how do I know you're going to help me? Well, we've been here 17 years. I'm not going anywhere. So you'll be ready to go. Okay. Do any PBNs come with it? Private blog network? Is that what you mean? This is just a site. You're going to get the domain, you're going to get the site, you're going to get the offers, you're going to get the traffic method, you're going to get support and everything, right? Very important. Richard asked that towards the end, and I'll answer it. Just it's kind of off topic here, so we'll get that at the end. Okay? Okay, so you're going to go to highticketniches.com, right, like this. Okay? And it's going to look like this. And I think I'm going to reveal the price. I'll see if I can hide it. Hopefully I can. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there we go. I'll try to hide it. All right, so you're going to go ahead and go here. You're going to put your first name, last name, email, put your billing, city, zip, state, card number, everything like that. Now, if you have a little issue, sometimes the card number is funny. Just use a different browser. Sometimes I think there was some update with Chrome or something where it was kind of weird. But you can go in and do that. But put your card number. You can see that it is a secure page. I know Chrome tells us it's secure, right? Let's see. Where's the thing on here? I think if you do like a inspection or something, there it is, secure connection. I revealed the price. But you're going to save some good money. All right, so you go there, you fill this out, put your card, CVC, the little digits on the back, put your expiration month, right? Go in there, choose which payment plan. Right now we have a sale on the full pay. If you do that, you save I think $500 or something, right? Click the button and you're good to go. We're going to go through. I'm going to give you a niche. I'm going to give you the offers. The only way that it will not work is if you don't do anything with it, right? We are going to work with you to make it work, right? Richard says, site writers, I know for a fact that Marcus's traffic methods are cheaper than PBNs and safer. Yeah, I've never used PBNs, but I don't like them, right? What we're doing is we're doing direct. Okay, so there's nothing better than direct, right? If you go direct, it's going to work, plain and simple, right? That's what you do. You go there, go direct, boom, done deal. Also, this comes with Simple Sites Big Profits. So if you've been thinking about getting Simple Sites, you can get this. And if you want to upgrade to this from Simple Sites, just get us on live chat. All right, so any questions about this or other stuff? I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. These will go fast, so you want to make sure you get in right now. And also, if you like this webinar, give it a thumbs up. Again, remember, the value is in me giving you your niche. Okay, that's what this is about. You got to ask yourself, would it be worth me giving you a niche that gets you 20-cent traffic in a market where people are paying $40 a click? If you have a brain, then yeah, that does make sense, right? So, I mean, it kind of sells itself in that regard. Okay, so questions while you get signed up. And again, that's highticketniches.com. Okay, what do you do when the Google keyword tool brings up search volume but no pricing stats? You log in and run a test ad. If you run a test ad, it'll work. Or you could go to keyword.sniffer.com. This is my keyword tool, and it'll do this stuff for you. So like you could do a search, and then it'll do the tool. You could just go to like pay-per-click competition, and it'll do a report for you. All right, AdSense or AdWords, which do you prefer? Well, they're two totally different things. AdSense is where I get paid for my traffic. AdWords is where I'm paying for traffic. So it's not really what you prefer. It's what do you want? Do you want traffic or do you want money for the traffic? Right? Very simple. Okay. So if you want the keyword sniffer, what I would recommend is go to affiliatemarketingdude.com, put your name and email in the box, and get our toolbar. Our toolbar on Chrome, let me see if I can get it. Our toolbar on Chrome looks like this, and it actually has the power search in it. So like you could just do a search right from your Chrome tool, and you also get all my videos and tools and stuff, and then boom, it'll do the search for you, and you could get all that. But to do that, just go to affiliatemarketingdude.com, put your name and email in the box, and you'll get the free Chrome toolbar. Okay. All right, so highticketniches.com. Any questions? Feel free to ask your questions. I'll be here for a little bit. We'll also keep live chat on for a little bit so that you can get your questions in there as well. All right, cool. Let me see how many we have left. I think we have 4 left or something like that. What is the shortest time to payment that you know of from an advertiser to the affiliate? Some do PayPal instantly, so instant. All right, Michael, good. Says he's feeling better about this. I hope you guys got a lot of good value and a lot of aha moments. And I hope a lot of you guys take me up on this offer because it's our best offer big time. Okay, really, really works if you work at it. Jack says, can I sign into the High Ticket Niches site and get more information on getting my site to work? What you want to do for support is go to marcuscampbellsupport.com. Richard, depends on what your question is, but go ahead and type it. All right. Cool. So we'll take some questions here for a little bit. If you need any help on live chat, what you can do is just go to the highticketniches.com. Where is it? Well, I had it open. Right, like this. Scroll to the bottom, and you can get the little chat button. What I'll do is I'll turn this on right now. Right, like this. Let's see, I got to close it, and I'll turn it on, and then that should change to online that way if you have any questions. Okay, the 300-click test. What I would do is in the Simple Sites 2017, just wait, and we actually have a new video series on that test. Now, if you just want to get Simple Sites Big Profits, you could go to simplesitesbonus.com, and you can see here this is on live chat, so if you want to ask any questions direct, you could just click this, and boom, this will open up, and you can talk to us directly. You can see I'm on, and put in your info, and we'll be talking. It's pretty cool. Okay, awesome stuff. Okay, Raphael, can I make money by simply using my affiliate link and building an ad instead of setting up a web page? You can, but don't. Right? Just like, why would you want to reinvent it? Like, let me ask you a question. Okay, how many of you guys want the results that I get? Right? You want to live at home. Live at home. Of course you live at home. You want to work at home and make a living. Right? How many of you guys want to make a living with affiliate marketing? Type it in the box. Say, yeah, Marcus, I want to make a living with affiliate marketing. Okay? If you do, follow the plan that we have set out. So many people come in, they're like, well, Marcus, what if I use this autoresponder? What if I use that? Just follow the direction. Make it easier on yourself, right? Like, if someone comes to me and they're like, how do I dig a hole? I'd be like, use this shovel. This is the one I used. It works good. Well, what about this? What are you delaying for? Just use the damn shovel and dig the hole and get where you want to go, right? It's really, really simple. But so many people like to argue about stuff, and that's cool. I want someone who's like, Marcus, I want to follow directions. I want to be on the bottom stair, and I want to make it work, right? Because, like, big businesses are not built on learning how to save a quarter on web hosting or learning how to, get another autoresponder or whatever. It's about following directions. And what I've done is I have, like, worked my butt off. So those who are asking what simplesitesbonus.com is, this is the software that you're going to get with the Simple Sites Big Profits, right? This teaches you everything. If you just do it, you just go through and you make it work. Jack, sorry to hear that. But yeah, you can make this work too, right? You could totally make this work. He had lost his wife, which very difficult, I'm sure. And wants a way to work from home, and you can do it. You just have to follow along, right? It's made to be followed along. I have gone up the stairs and I've showed you how to work, right? Simba says, Marcus, here's something of value. Don't know what that is, but okay, we'll pretend that's value, right? Yeah, if you want to do this, right? If you want to follow along, just follow along. Right? Just do what the stuff says. And when you get to a spot where you have a question or you need help, just do it. Right? Just say, Marcus, help me with this. And that's what we're here for. And that's one of the values you get with the Simple Sites program, with the blogs you get. Guys, we're here to help you. You could ask questions, like the guy with the 300-click test. He's going to come to me with his site. We got other people who are like, dude, what would you do with this site? And we're going to help you with that. So make a decision, right? Be like the guy who get success by making the decision and say, I'm going to get a niche, or I'm going to get simple sites, but I'm going to start somewhere and I'm going to make it work. And if that's you, let's shake hands and make it work and go for it. How many steps is a simple sites program? Well, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 modules. I don't want to call them steps because, like, when you go to the traffic plan, okay, you don't need to watch all these. You're just going to watch and you're going to be like, okay, my niche requires, banner traffic. You're going to click the banner, you're going to watch that one. So within the 8 modules, we teach you everything and show you how to make it work. So it's really cool, really easy. It takes you through everything. If you just follow along, I can help you make it work. Very simple. All right, so any other questions? I know this is like one of our longer webinars, but I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Hope you guys are getting a lot of value and everything like that. And for the Simple Sites program, you can get that at simplesitesbonus.com. It's an instant download. When you get the high ticket niches program, you also get this as well. And you get that instantly so you can start working while you're waiting for your niche. Okay. All right, so if there's no more questions, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Let's see. Any other questions? We'll wait a couple more minutes. And this is the software you'll get with Simple Sites. It's really cool. It's got a login, shows you everything. It's got tools. It's got everything. I mean, the tools alone are worth their weight in gold, right? These tools, everything. It's like there's plugins, there's tools. This literally cost me, I think, like 110 grand just to set these up. And I actually set them up for me so that I could use them. And then, when I started getting people who wanted to be trained, we started offering them to you guys as well. So cool stuff. All right, so any questions, let me know. And again, that is highticketniches.com. Jose says, I am interested in a simple website to enter the CPA networks. Excellent. Jose, get highticketniches.com. At highticketniches.com, we will set that up. You could use that to apply to the networks, and you can use it to start making money as well. They're very easy to use. You just have to get in there and start with it. And if you use it in conjunction with the Simple Sites program, which comes with it, you will get a killer head start. Okay, so any questions? All right, awesome. So, can you check on my 2 sites? Yes, get us on live chat and we'll check on those for you. All right, so looks good. If anyone has any questions, get us on live chat. And I hope you guys enjoyed this webinar. Go over to highticketniches.com. Get your high ticket niche. If you're going for Simple Sites, go to simplesitesbonus.com. Give this video a thumbs up. Put your comments below. And let's make some money online together. Thanks again for watching. I had a great time with you guys today. And I look forward to seeing you in the next call. Again, that link is highticketniches.com.